Hey everyone, it's Kaycie, and today I wanted to take you through a flow practice where the emphasis of the flow is actually just doing sun salutations. We're going to use sun salutations as a way to warm up and prepare the body, but also as a way to kind of build heat, intensity, and more of that internal awareness to invite maybe a little more challenge into our practice, and hopefully be able to reach a little bit more of that cardiovascular opening energy within the body. So we're going to go through that as part of our practice, and we're going to let it wind us all the way down into a meditation. So we're going to go basically through a moving meditation to drop us down into more of a traditional, formal, seated meditation. So make sure, I don't have any props that I'm using specifically, but have props available for you to use, not only just for sun salutations if needed. I don't really see any reason unless you want blocks for underneath your hands. But otherwise, just have things ready for your meditation, blocks, blankets, pillows, bolsters, cushions, whatever you'd like to feel more comfortable in your body and your practice. So enough of the talking, let's jump right on in. We're gonna start in a nice standing position at the top of our mat, Tadasana, mountain pose. So as you come to the top of the mat, let's go ahead and separate the feet about hips width apart. I want the feet to be underneath the hips so we feel fully rooted, supported through the structure of our hips all the way down into the feet versus taking the feet together, which is still nice, just different. Right now I want us to feel kind of a natural swaying of the body. So go ahead and close your eyes, let your arms drop down to your sides, and just let your body's natural sway kind of rock over the feet. Notice the ways that the body wants to move, where it wants to kind of settle, the points that feel a little more prominently connected versus areas that feel maybe a little more lifted away from the ground. And then I want you to feel equal pressing through your heels, through the balls of your feet, lifting your toes, and then feel the pressing into your toes. A gentle lifting through the arches of your feet. Feel the energy lifting up the legs, quads engage. Feel your tailbone reach down, which is naturally going to draw the belly button up and in very lightly. We're activating Uddiyana Bandha. And then feeling a pelvic floor lift, Mula Bandha. Keep that, but keep a nice softness and relaxation through your breath. Now, from here, we're going to lift the spine tall. As you lift it tall, you're going to feel a natural kind of drawing up through the heart, but I don't want us to puff the heart open. So if you're puffing and fanning your ribs open and they're kind of jetting out, I want you to draw the rib cage in towards the midline. Spine continues to lift. Shoulders relax down away from the ears, and just feel the heaviness drape all the way down the arms to the fingers. Arms are nice and heavy, hands are naturally curled. And then feel this lifting through the crown of your head. Chin stays floating parallel with the ground. And just feel your breath here. Notice how much more solid and connected you feel. And the more you press your feet down into the earth, I want you to equally think about the more your crown lifts up towards the ceiling. Two nice elongated lines of energy reaching in opposition to create length, space, and feel that light engagement of the core muscles to help support this length and space. We're going to go through 3 deep breaths together. Exhale, let all of your breath out. Take a slow breath in, open up through your belly, open up through your ribs, and all the way up into your chest and shoulders, holding at the top of your breath. On this first one, let's just open up the mouth and exhale, sigh, let it all the way out. Again, slow breath through the nose, through the belly, the ribs, the chest, holding. Keep the breath through the nose, a slight constriction down the back of your throat. Ujjayi breath, let the exhale melt all the way out. Audible breath. Maintain your Ujjayi breath, that audible breath sensation and sound as you inhale. Once again, breathe from the belly up. Work through the stickiness in your breath, and then through the nose, smooth Ujjayi breath out. Maintaining your Ujjayi breath, let it soften back just a little bit. And then let's blink open through the eyes. Try to maintain this breath throughout. We're going to go through the Sun Salutation A and Sun Salutation B, but we're going to move slow. We're going to work some modifications, and we're going to take our time to ease into our bodies, like a nice warm up. Inhale, arms reach up. Open up your chest here. And then exhale, as you forward fold, just start to hinge at your hips. Slowly melt your spine over, bending the knees deeply. So as you bend the knees deeply, just let your body hang out. Continue to breathe here, nice and relaxed. Let the head fully drop so there's no tension in your neck here. If you're unsure, just nod your head yes, and then shake your head no. And then let it fall like a bowling ball on a string. Now we're going to hang out here, especially for our first forward bend. You can keep yourself right where you are. Maybe you sway side to side. Maybe you catch opposite elbows, hooking your hands, and then continue swaying side to side. Whatever feels better for you. Just feeling the torso kind of hanging down, bending the knees as much as you need to until you alleviate some of that pressure and tension in the lower spine so that it can relax as much as possible. One more nice round of breath. Come back to center, release your arms if they're bound. Inhale, we're going to lengthen the spine halfway, and we're going to hold here. Hands can press down into the floor, or maybe press your hands into shins. If you have blocks, you can also press into blocks. But bend the knees generously so that you can lengthen your sit bones back and lengthen the spine forward all the way out through the crown of your head. If your weight sinks back into the heels, try to tip a little weight forward so it's evenly in the feet. I like to imagine peeking over the front side of my mat. One more breath. Feel your belly button hug up and in. Spine is nice and long. If your legs are straight and the back is curled, bend the knees more, lengthen the spine more. And then exhale, we're going to plant the hands and step back into a plank position. So in plank, the wrists are right underneath the shoulders, and the legs are nice and long with the toes tucked. Anytime you'd like, just drop the knees down to the ground. In fact, let's all drop the knees to the ground. But I want you to still find plank. We're not in tabletop position where the hips are over the knees. The hips are going to draw forward and the core is going to lightly engage to create a plank shape from the knees all the way to the crown of the head. Try not to let your head drop down, but look slightly forward to create length through the chest and through your head. Now from here, hold 2 more breaths, nice and slow. Just keep pressing. Feel that engagement. Maybe let's spin the fingers out to face the edges and just kind of rock side to side. We're just going to kind of warm up the wrist just a little bit. Sometimes you can do circles over the wrist, but with the knees down, a little limiting on the circles. Let's spin the fingers back around as you come to center. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, bend your elbows towards the sides as you lower down. Try to get your belly, chest, and hips down at the same time. Now untuck your toes, continue to breathe. Press the tops of your feet into the ground so your quads engage, shoelace side of your feet rooting into the floor. We're going to do 3 rounds of back bends to open up the spine here. We're going to start off nice and slow, so ease into them. Don't feel like you have to push into your fullest expression. Inhale, peel your heart off the ground. Exhale, right back down. Keep your legs engaged, tail reaching back towards the feet. Again, inhale, peel your heart up, maybe come up a little bit higher. Exhale, right back down. Next one, we're going to hold at the top. Inhale, lifting, hold at the top. Breathe, open up the chest, shoulders relax away from the ears. You can bend your elbows open if you want to take upward dog. Press to the feet, floating up through the thighs. One more breath in. And then exhale, come all the way back down to the floor. Press back into tabletop position. And then just briefly, child's pose. Sink your hips to the heels as the big toes connect. Relax your spine, relax your head, your arms, all the way to your hands. Take an extra breath here, but know that you can come back here anytime you'd like throughout the practice to give yourself a nice little rest, catch your breath, or just because it feels good, okay? Let's slowly make our way forward and into downward facing dog. So you can tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, and adjust as much as you need to between hands and feet to find your correct alignment. Let's bend the knees and really press the hips back towards the back of the mat, but also lifting the hips up and back. If you feel that lifting the hips requires straightening the legs, then just bend the knees with the hips as lifted as high as you can, bending the knees from there and really pressing the weight back into your legs, trying to take as much weight off the arms as possible. And then start to move around in the position however it feels good. You can pedal out your legs, come up onto the toes, move around a little bit, whatever feels right. We're just going to take a couple more breaths here. Child's pose is always available. Okay, let's take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, fully empty out the breath as you look to the hands. Take as many steps as you need as you walk forward to the top of the mat. And on your next breath in, we're going to lengthen the spine. Really draw the heart forward again. Sit bones draw back, bending the knees as much as you'd like. And exhale, fold right back down. Inhale, we're gonna come up nice and slow. So from your forward fold, let's keep it bend into the knees. Start to lengthen your tailbone down as you roll your spine up, bone by bone. The head is the last to rise and stack on top. Lifting the shoulders up towards the ears, pull them back and draw them down, okay? Nice mellow way to roll up through the spine. We're gonna move a little bit more here. Arms reach up, deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold, hinging down, bend the knees as much as you'd like. Inhale, halfway lift position, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, we're gonna step back into plank position, but you have the option of dropping the knees at any point. So we're gonna hold here once again a couple breaths. If you wanna do little circles over the wrists, you can. If you wanna sway side to side, you can. One more breath, knees can always drop down. So now we're gonna go through a vinyasa sequence to downward dog, which is where we're gonna meet. So starting in your plank position, whether you're on the toes or your knees are on the ground, you're gonna rock slightly forward and exhale, lower halfway or all the way down to the ground. Chaturanga Dandasana. Then inhale, cobra or upward dog. Find your back bend of choice. And exhale, downward facing dog. However you want to transition, hips up and back. Adjust hands and feet as much as you'd like. And we're going to hold here about 5 deep breaths. Still recognizing we can ease in and warm up our body with any kind of dynamic movements. Maybe we just hold still. Maybe we take child's pose instead. It's entirely up to you. 2 more deep breaths. Take 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out, looking forward. Step or lightly hop to the top of the mat, right into halfway lift. Breath in, heart draws forward. Exhale, fold. Now this time with a flat back. Inhale, lengthen the spine, come all the way up to standing. Reach up tall. And then exhale, connect hands together, heart center. Drop the arms to your sides. Okay, we're gonna go through that again, a little bit more linking breath and motion together. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Take your vinyasa. You're gonna meet in downward dog. Go through chaturanga on your exhale, cobra or upward dog on your inhale. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog where you're gonna hold about 5 breaths. Anything you'd like here, incorporate it, but stay connected to your breath. 3 more. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Looking forward, step or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, come all the way up to standing. Reach up. And this time on your exhale, forward fold, come right back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back, go through your vinyasa. We'll meet in downward dog. Your variations, take your time. Once you're in downward dog, hold here, 5 slow, deep, connected breaths. One more breath in. Exhale, release your breath out. Looking forward, step or hop to the front. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach up, open up the chest at the top. Exhale, forward fold. We're gonna go through this last one. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take your vinyasa to downward facing dog. You can also skip your vinyasa at any time and just go to downward dog. 5 deep breaths here, or in child's pose, your choice. Feel a little bit of that internal heat building, the energy beginning to circulate throughout the body. Use that ujjayi breath to connect. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Looking forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up to standing. Reach up tall, maybe open up the chest. And then let's take hands together, heart center, and then down to the sides. All right, take a moment, close your eyes, and just feel some of this energy that you've accumulated inside of your body. Deep breathing. If it's too much, open up your mouth and let some of it out. Otherwise, let's go ahead and open up the eyes. And we're going to start to move through some Sun Salutation Bs, but I'm going to do more non-traditional the first round as a modification, and then we'll work ourselves up from there. So let's step the feet as closely together as it feels good for you, okay? Take a bend into the knees. Inhale, chair pose, hips drop, arms reach up, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold, hinging all the way over, Uttanasana. Inhale, half forward bend, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, we're gonna take our vinyasa. Make your way through the motions, modify as much as needed, or skip it and meet in downward facing dog. Alrighty, so we're gonna modify it from here. Let's inhale the right leg up towards the ceiling. Now, as it lifts, we're gonna take this into an open dog. So you can open up the hips, maybe bend into the knee, and we're gonna spend a few breaths here just kind of warming up the body. So maybe kind of circle the knee around, bend or straighten the leg, maybe come up onto the toes, really open up the hip, maybe open up the shoulders. One more breath. Inhale, straighten out the leg, square the hips. We're gonna take a big step forward with that right foot between the hands. If it doesn't quite get there, you can drop the back knee, walk it forward until it does. And then everyone, drop the back knee and release the toes. So this would traditionally be warrior one, but we're gonna take a low lunge instead. So walk the hands up onto the thigh, inhale, lift the heart, lengthen the tail, maybe bend a little into that front knee, but make sure you're not dumping in your back. Maybe arms reach up, maybe even open up the chest a little bit. We're gonna take a few more breaths, nice and strong here, establishing that nice solid connection. One more deep breath in. And then exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, step into plank, and take your vinyasa to downward dog, or skip it and go straight to downward dog, or take rest as needed. Okay, we're gonna do the other side. When ready, inhale, lift your left leg high. Open up the hip, bend the knee, give yourself a few breaths. Just moving around in the position. Inhale, straighten out the legs, square through the hips. Exhale, step forward between the hands. Keep breathing here, make sure the knee is over your ankle, get it there here first. Then drop the back knee, release the toes. Hands can walk up onto the thigh or reach all the way up. Tail lengthens down as you bend slightly into that front knee. Nice deep breath. Use that Ujjayi breathing, victorious breath work. One more deep breath in. And exhale, take your hands down to the ground. Tuck the toes, lift the knee. Step back. And on your exhale, start to go through your vinyasa. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Five breaths here. Slow everything down. Take one more deep breath in. And exhale, empty out the breath. Look to the hands. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Feet together, right into halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Take a bend into the knees. Inhale, chair pose. And then stand up. Drop the arms to your sides. Okay. We're going to go through that again. And this time we're going to hold the chair poses a little bit longer, and we'll introduce the warrior ones to build a little bit more heat and intensity, and we'll hold those as well. Then we'll start to flow one breath, one motion. So from your Tadasana or equal standing position, Bend into the knees. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Hold here 5 breaths. Sink weight back into the heels, lower the hips, tail lengthens down as the navel draws up and in. Solid breath, sit into that chair. One more breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take your vinyasa. We'll meet in downward dog. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, just take a big step to the front between the hands. Now we're going to set up the back foot 45-degree angle. So set it up here so your feet are about hips width. Keep breathing. Try to spin the back toes slightly forward, even if you need to step the foot in a little bit. Hips square to the front. Inhale up, warrior one. Now bend into that front knee. Back leg is straight. Squaring the hips forward. Activate inner thighs. About 4 more breaths here. Circulate that energy. One more deep breath in. Exhale, hands down, step back, take your vinyasa. Or skip it and go straight to downward dog. From downward dog, inhale your left leg high. Exhale, step it through, front of the mat. Continue to breathe here as we set up the feet so that next time we can flow it quicker. Step about hips width, maybe step the back foot in a little bit. 45-degree angle with the back foot. Square the hips forward. Inhale up, warrior one. Virabhadrasana 1 or A. Activate your inner thighs. Press into the front leg, press through the back foot. Leg is straight and strong on that back leg. Deep Ujjayi breath. One more deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, go through your vinyasa or straight to downward dog to skip. Once you're in downward dog, 5 breaths or child's pose. You'll notice you got some heat building in the body now. Move that heat throughout. Circulate that energy. Two more breaths. Breath in. Looking forward, breath out. And then step or hop. Top of the mat, feet together. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, fold. Bend into the knees. Inhale, chair pose, holding 5 breaths. Sink into that chair, melt the hips back and down. If it hurts to have the arms stretched overhead, you can lower them slightly forward to straighten them, or just take hands to heart center. 2 more breaths. Melt into your edges. Next inhale, stand up, reach up, and then exhale, take your arms down to your sides. Now we're gonna flow 1 breath, 1 motion. From your mountain pose, Tadasana, or equal standing, Samasthitihi. Bend into the knees, inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, chaturanga, go through your vinyasa. We'll meet in downward dog. From downward dog, inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step it through, back foot 45. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Exhale, hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it through, back foot 45. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Exhale, hands down, go through your vinyasa. Meet in downward dog. 5 slow connected breaths. Feel the energy, let it out through your mouth if you need to. Also, option to take child's pose. Couple more breaths. Notice all the heat that gets accumulated when you start really flowing breath and motion. We're moving at more of a cardiovascular rate. If you're in child's pose, make your way to downward dog when you're ready. We're going to take one more deep breath in. Exhale, empty out the breath. And then come to the top of the mat, feet together. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, stand. Arms down to your sides. Let's do that again. Bend the knees. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, go through your vinyasa. We'll meet in down dog. From down dog, inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Back foot 45. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Exhale, go through your vinyasa as the hands come down, flow. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, big step forward, back foot 45. Inhale, rise, warrior one. And exhale, hands down, step back, vinyasa, or straight to downward dog, or child's pose, anytime you'd like. Try to use this as a resting position. Melt in, make sure you can breathe. I'm going to take rest over here so I can maintain my breath with all of you. Slow and steady. Once again, sighing out through the mouth helps to release some trapped energy so you can re-regulate back into that Ujjayi breath. If you're in child's, maybe make your way to downward dog or stay there and enjoy. One more deep breath in. One more deep breath out here. Looking forward, step or hop to the top, feet together, halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, stand, arms to your sides. Last one, bend the knees, inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, go through your vinyasa. When ready, inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step it through, plant the back foot. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Exhale, hands down, go through the vinyasa, or straight to downward dog. Inhale, left side up. Exhale, big step, set the back foot. Inhale, rise. And exhale, hands down, step back, go through that vinyasa. Nice. Let's take about 5 breaths here. Still feeling. all the energy in the body. Do what you need to find that bit of calm and reconnection. One more breath here. Exhale fully and completely. Look to the top. Step or hop forward, feet together. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, chair pose. And then exhale, just stand and release arms down to sides. Separate the feet, close the eyes, spine up, arms just release. And same thing that we did after our Sun A's. Feel your energy. Feel the heat. Just sun salutations, lots of energy flowing through the body. Okay. Blinking open through your eyes, we're just going to flow our way to a seat. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Plant the hands, exhale, step back, drop the knees, sweep the legs around, find your way into a comfortable cross-legged seat, and take a moment as needed to set up any props for establishing a more comfortable seated position for a meditation. We're going to be here for about 20 minutes or so enough support to alleviate those little bits of tension that start to build progressively over time. So once your support has been found, close your eyes, hands resting at the lap wherever it's comfortable for you. Take a moment to sway a little bit in the body until you feel a connection of your sit bones. Just as we did on our feet, we feel everything that's kind of connected to the ground. And we try to find that center point where we feel equal amount of weight distribution and pressing into the floor. Once you find that center point, spine up tall, lifting through the crown, relaxing the breath. All effort over the breath is lost. In fact, just become more aware of your breath and all of that energy, all that movement in our practice begins to settle down into these roots. Notice the areas that are still feeling a lot of energy here and see if you can, one body part at a time, start to connect your mind to that area and then just consciously release deeper into that space, softening unnecessary tension, clenching. And just feel a simplicity in just being here. We're going to take a couple cleansing breaths to just kind of push out and expel any last bits of trapped excess energy. So take a nice slow breath in. Gather the breath from low to high, open out in all directions, holding the breath. And then open up the mouth and exhale, sigh it out. Again, slow breath in. Holding at the top. Open up the mouth, exhale, sigh. Last one, slow breath in through the nose. Gather, fill, expand, lift, hold at the top. We're going to keep the breath through the nose. Exhale, slowly start to melt the breath back out of the body from top all the way back down to the bottom. Do 2 more of those on your own, in and out of the nose. Visualize where the breath is, where it's expanding, how it can open more as you lift, let it rise all the way to the top where you pause. And then it's going to be just as slowly a nice conscious exhale back out through the nose. Take your time. Once you're done with those couple more rounds, relax all control of your breath. Let it fall into a place of ease, comfort, feeling a nice anchoring through the hips, the sit bones, as you visualize those roots digging deep into the earth, stabilizing and supporting. And as though almost no effort is needed at all, imagine a string attached to the crown of the head, lifting it up, stacking the spine, and just letting everything else just kind of melt down, away, falling with gravity. More still, more calm, more relaxation. And as we sit here, I want you to just focus on the present moment, how you feel, and letting your thoughts just pass by. Any distractions, any wandering of the mind, just redirect attention back to what it is that you're doing right now. Sitting still, quiet, and just following your breath. If you feel that you need more breathing exercise to keep you anchored into the present moment, go for it. If you need a shavasana instead, lie onto your back and rest in shavasana. Do the method that works more efficiently for you. But if able to sit upright, allow yourself to just sit and be with what is. I'm going to fall silent on my end. Go ahead and fall silent on your end. I'll touch base here and there to remind you that I'm still here. But appreciate and tap into that still. Continue to bring your focus back as many times as you need to be present with what is. The spine is lifted, releasing the curling and hunching into the back, and feel more of this lift, this energy, this drawing upward, stacking and aligning. Continue to just settle into this space, still. Still sitting, but just creating a little more awareness as we sit in stillness. Making sure the spine is up, shoulders are soft, maybe repositioning if you feel any numbness or tingling within the body. Once again, if you want Shavasana at any time, you can take that in lieu of a seated position, but trying to maintain a state of still conscious awareness. We won't be here too much longer. Just allow yourself to enjoy the last moments of this still. No matter how much the mind wants to resist or run rampant, just bring it back. Let go. Presence. Begin to slowly deepen your breath. And go ahead and just wiggle through your fingers, wiggle through your toes. Maybe rock your head around side to side or little half circles. Awakening. Maybe stretch the arms over your head. If you're on your back, maybe stretch the legs long. If you're seated, you can also stretch the legs long. Maybe even drop the hands behind you, stretching and opening. If you're on your back, go ahead and roll over to either side. And gently press yourself up into any comfortable seat of your choice. Spine up nice and tall. Eyes closed, spine lifts. Let's reach the arms over your head and just a big stretch as you bend your elbows, open up your chest and drag your arms, sweep them down to the sides. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Especially if you've been slouching, this is going to help open, bend the elbows, exhale, open up the chest and feel the arms sweep down, hands joined together at heart center. And just take a moment to acknowledge yourself in your practice, how you feel, the difference between sitting in stillness or a moving meditation, which one we connect to the most, which one we feel more of an aversion to. And recognizing it all has value within this practice and within our lives, to focus on the body as well as focusing on the mind and the connection between both with the breath. Thanking yourselves for this practice, and thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through it. Much love, much gratitude from me to you. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I love using the sun salutations as a way to flow and connect with the practice, showing that there's so many different ways that we can enjoy it. And this was still just this was just a gist. This is the tip of the iceberg as far as options, variations, and things that we can do within our sun salutations to warm, prepare, and feel connected into our bodies and within the practice. But notice how the intensity felt and how it helped to ground you back down into a still state. So once again, thank you. I would love to hear your feedback if you would care to share in the comments, and I will be seeing y'all soon. Thanks so much.